All right, you good to go. We live.
Alrighty. Hello, everybody. How y'all doing today? Well, a little bit about myself and who we are. My name is Eric Vasquez. We are part of a company called Future Concepts Consolidation. It's a family agency. This right here is my dad here. But of course, we got the main boss, we got mom, and then we have about 9 other agents that are with us. And what we do, we try to help out people with their health insurance needs. Now, by doing this, we're brokers. What that means is we represent different plans that are out there. And not only that, we do different levels ranging from Medicaid, Medicare, which is 65 and older, younger and disabled. And then we do Marketplace, which is anywhere from 18 to 64. And with the Marketplace through there, it's a subsidy that's provided to you by the Marketplace. And by the way they find out, they get your, they find out your yearly income, your household size, and your zip code. And with that information there, they're able to take a subsidy and apply it to an insurance that's available to you in that area. And then the next question people always ask me, Eric, what's a good insurance? And I like to tell them, well, do your doctors accept it and are your medications covered? So that's the biggest responsibilities that I myself or any of my agents will have for you, is to make sure we do that footwork to try to help you understand the insurance plan. Things like co-pay, co-insurance, max out of pocket, formulary. You know, what do all these things mean? And like I said, that's where we step in and we try to help people out. And we never charge anybody for a service. Like I said, we're there to help. So if you yourself need help or any loved ones that you know that need help as well, please feel free to reach out, ask us any questions. Like I said, we're there to help. Any questions right now? Anybody that just has anything on the top of their head? Yes, ma'am.
I do. So the insurance plans that you all offer, are they just for a certain demographic or can you?
Yes, ma'am. So good question. So with the Marketplace, like I said, all you gotta do is be 18 to 64, and then through there, with the information you give, you can provide a subsidy. So there's not gonna be any income limits to it. Like I said, you'll qualify for whatever, the Marketplace, so I don't have the final say so many things. Like I said, I'm more there to help you figure out a plan, but things like Medicaid, Medicare, Marketplace, they all have guidelines and rules, and again, that's another reason why I'm there to help out too. We make sure you stay within it, and then choose the best possible choice for you. Thank you. Anything else? No. You want some pie? We got some pie. Yeah, she's like, yeah, we got some pie to go on. Well, all right, guys. Well, thank you for your time. Like I said, if there's any questions at all, feel free to ask away. We'll also have our information available to you. You can reach out to us too. Thank you.
Some of the other services that we provide also, besides the Medicare and Medicaid assistance and the Marketplace, are life insurance. We have life insurance for all ages. Some you don't have to qualify for. And we also do pre-planning funeral planning, which is really important because we don't know when that time is going to come. But when that time does come, you're already prepared, so you take that burden off the loved ones. And unlike life insurance, it's for 3, 5, 8 years and you're done. Children under 17, great-grandchildren, grandchildren all come in at no cost. Yeah, so and the nicest thing about that is that you lock in the price, because the funeral homes are a business. So we have an arrangement with the funeral home that will give us discounts for our clients. And we can also help with that. So we do a lot of little things on the life and health. What we don't do is the auto insurance and the mortgage insurance and renter's insurance. That's another license. But the name of our agency is Future Concepts Gonzalez Insurance. We're a family agency. We treat our clients like family, and we're just here to help. Anybody have any questions on the life insurance on the funeral planning?
I have a question about life insurance. So with the life insurance, for the children under the age of 17, when they turn 18, does the plan go away? Or can they roll into the?
It rolls into another plan,
Okay.
because now they're adults. Yeah, that's a good question. That's a good question. Yes. Thank you for your time. And be sure to get, like Eric said, be sure to get your pie. I know you guys just walked in, you want some pie? No, thank you. No, okay. All right, thank you.
So y'all, I have
Yes,
a
ma'am.
question. So y'all like, terms and then the, term insurance plan and,
The whole life.
huh?
Yes, ma'am. So yeah, so for the life insurance, you have two options, which is a short-term insurance. So let's say you're, traditionally you'll see this like a young married couple. Well, we're gonna put a 30-year term insurance on mom or dad or both. So in that 30 years, let's say you qualify for 250,000. In that 30 years, if you pass away, you will receive that 250,000. Now, the downside to term insurance is that, let's say that 30-year period is over, that's it. There's no, unlike whole life, let's say you have that 30-year plan, at the end of 30 years, if you didn't pass away, you can pretty much get that money. You earn that money. So the short terms are good until they're not as expensive as a whole life, right? But then the downside to the short term is, again, after that 30-year period, you have to get a new life insurance. Now, you have to think you're gonna be 30 years older, and it's gonna be hard to get it covered. So, like I said, that was a good question. It all depends on what kind of needs that you have. But whichever one, we could always sit down with you, there's no cost of graduation, and show you your options, and then you can make whatever you choose.
And you can get a combo, you can get term and life at the same time. A lot of people, like, they have a 30-year mortgage, you know, they want to use that, and then the whole life you can separate. We will cater to what your needs are. Yes, ma'am.
Does it, accumulate, money if you pay it?
So yes, ma'am. So that would be a whole life. So let's say you're getting $100,000 policy, the whole life. So you're gonna pay into it for your whole life, right? Let's say you pass away before you finish paying it off. Your loved ones, your loved ones will receive that. But let's say you live to the age of 85 and you paid out age of fruition, as it's called. Let's say you're still alive, they're going to give you your $100,000 from there, because that's the whole goal to a whole life. You're paying into it. So yes, you will give it the very whole life.
And with that versus the pre-need funeral planning, everybody gets approved on the funeral planning, and you lock in the price, and it's only 3, 5, 8 years and you're done. Versus life insurance that you have to pay the rest of your whole life. So, which one's better? What your needs may be different from your needs. That's why we sit down with you and do a full needs analysis and find out what works for you. Just like on the insurance, like Eric said, you gotta make sure your doctors and your medications are in the network. Because there's a lot of insurances like Aetna and Blue Cross Blue Shield and United Health. And they may be good for her, but not for you because of your needs.
Right.
So that's why it's best to sit down and talk, you know, and we could always meet here, we do home visits, we'll accommodate you, you know, on Saturday. A lot of the health insurance questions are over the phone that Eric can answer, and you roll over the phone also. So, the life insurance, they're a little bit more detailed, those are better in person, and, but we're just here to help. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna pass out some of these, and if you need help with any of it, we'll give you a call back, or we could set the appointment before you leave. And even if it's just to answer questions. You know, because sometimes not everybody likes to talk in a group, right? So because there's got some private questions going on, but, and then you just take up what you need help with, and then we can set an appointment. We do work on weekends because we know that everybody works or is doing something during the day, taking care of kiddos. Something, that's work too, that never ends, right? Oh.
So do y'all do Medicaid and Medicare, or
Yes.
just Medicare? Or if so, what is the difference between the two?
So the difference between Medicare is federal, and the Medicaid is state assistance. So the Medicaid, we will help fill out the application, discounts on medication, which is called extra help. But the Medicare is federal and the Medicaid is state. So that's income based. And if you qualify for both, you're gonna get more benefits than if you just have Medicare.
Okay, so what is the difference between A, B, C? You know, they got Part A, or Part B, or Part C?
So, that's a good question. So Medicare is a red, white, and blue card. The Part A is hospital, and the Part B is medical. So if you have the red, white, and blue card, you're either 65 or older, or younger and disabled, and then, that's all you have as benefits. So what we do is we, include the Part C with that, which is the full health insurance with a 0 monthly premium. And the Part C has your dental, your vision, it has prescription drugs programs, because the A and B, remember, only has hospital and medical, and that's it.
So how do you get somebody to get the Medicaid if they have Medicare? Like, it seems like it's kind of hard to get. Is it based off how you
It's
fill it
based
out?
on your income and assets. So we can help you fill out the application, but the state has a final say so.
I got you.
Yes.
Because if somebody just getting Social Security, is that making too much to get Medicaid? Or do somebody need to have Medicaid and Medicare? Or just one is
You don't
fine?
have to have both, but to enroll in the plan that is 0 monthly on the Medicare side, you have to have Medicare Part A and Part B. The Medicaid is something that you may or may not qualify for. Again, the state has a final say, so depending on your assets.
Gotcha.
Good question.
I got a question concerning the, plan of the funeral plan. What does that consist of?
So we all think about, we don't want to think about it, but we should, right? So are we going to get buried? Are we going to get cremated? Those are the choices. And then there's about 4 different options on, do you want a viewing before cremation, or do you have a plot, or are you going to get a plot? And the reason that you want to do that, because has anybody ever made arrangements for a funeral before? It's a lot less stressful, right?
Yeah.
So this takes the burden so your family doesn't have to go through it, because we're not going to be here, we're going to be gone, right? But if you pre-plan your services, it takes that burden off the family. And when we sit down with you, we'll give you a memorial guide, and so you can write down your last wishes. I'm going to be buried, and I want to wear earrings, I want to wear a red dress. Whatever your final wishes are, it's very tailored to you. Again, it's going to be different. Some people want to be buried, some people want to be cremated, right? So, but that would involve the service, the embalming, the cosmetics, the dressing, everything that comes with the service. Right now, we're offering an urn at no cost. It's a $450 value for people that want to be cremated. But the most important things that you're doing is a couple of things, is having the service the way you want, right? Your final wishes, number 1. Number 2, you're locking in the price. Funeral homes are a business. They go up in price all the time. During COVID, they went up like 4 or 5, 6 times, right? So when you enroll in a plan with us, that price is locked in. God willing, you live another 20, 30, 40 years, the price is never going to go up. So when you enroll with us, you do always take a policy, you leave it for your beneficiary, and something happens, all they have to do is take that policy. Because if you have a life insurance policy, the funeral home will, right, they'll play on those emotions for your loved one. And how much is your life insurance check? Oh, I have $10,000 check. They're gonna make sure that funeral's about $10,000. Right, you don't tell them, right? But some people do. So, but if you do this and you preset it, and then for those of us with children or grandchildren, we always want to take care of our kids. So as long as you have the policy active, your kids under 17 always going to come in free. We never want to think about that, but it does happen. So on the funeral plan, it's free. On the life insurance, it's probably about $5, $6. Depends how much amount you want, maybe $10. But on the funeral side, it's at 0 cost. There is a flyer on the back of the folder for those of us that have 4-legged family, cats, dogs, that you also get a cremation at no charge.
If you have a funeral plan,
They give you $150 a credit towards that cremation for babies.
and it's free for your kids.
free for the kids, up to 17. There's a flyer, if you go open the folder in the back, I should be the last page on the right-hand side. Yes, ma'am.
It's free up until you turn 18, and then when they enroll, well, they have to, I guess, give them adult policy, so it's like
Yes,
over.
because they're 18. So they're covered while they're under your care. Yeah, but at 18, it's under $20. It's really cheap. It's based on age.
So there's really no stipulations, you know, how sometimes you get a policy, but you have to go into a certain place, you can still pick whether you want to go.
So the reason that we did this was because a lot of our clients were wanting life insurance and they didn't qualify because they had medical conditions. Or they were gonna be able to qualify, but the premium was gonna go way too high, so they couldn't afford it. And, we started saying, well, what do you want your life insurance for? And 90% of them said for my funeral. So Richard and I and Eric started talking to different funeral homes and saying, hey, give us a discount. We have a lot of customers. We've been doing this 22 years. So they did. So I work with one funeral home directly, which is Castillo Funeral Home, but that policy is state regulated, so you can transfer it anywhere. The thing is, you're going to get the discounts and things started, and they can be transferred.
So the funeral has to be here,
No, you can transfer it. We have people that go to another city because they retired here and they moved. We have people that want to be married in Hawaii. If you're willing to pay the airline ticket or your loved ones, anything's possible. But so the points that you want to remember is locking in the price. Everybody gets approved. It's not unlike insurance, life insurance. And then the children come in at no cost. And if you were to pass away, they say your funeral plan cost, I'm just throwing a number out there, they say it costs $3,500. And if you pass in a car accident, your beneficiary is going to get that much money back also. So if I die in a car accident and my funeral costs $3,500, my beneficiary is also going to receive $3,500 plus my services already paid for.
Why is that?
Benefits to the policy. It's a neat policy.
It sounds like it, because my mom, she had, colorectal cancer. So I was her beneficiary, and we planned everything out to the T, from what she was gonna wear, which wig she was gonna have on, the dress, and everything was planned to the T. But when she passed away, it was COVID. So I couldn't do none of that stuff. I had to do whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because I couldn't do any of that. But you're right, we did lock in the rate, and each year, that funeral cost had went up. But because we got the policy or the funeral package in Louisiana, and she passed in Hawaii and in Kentucky, and because it was COVID, they were not transferred. It was just, all of it was a wash.
Yeah.
All the money we paid into it was all wash.
Yeah, it's something that was unpredictable
Yeah.
because of the
Because
COVID.
of the thing.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. But, yeah, that's very unfortunate. But it's a good thing to have, everybody should have a pre, I feel, because you want to take that burden off the loved ones we leave behind. When you plan a funeral, they're going to ask you about 80 questions,
Yeah.
Where did your loved one was born, you might not know the answer, your cheapest drops, or so that way everything's in writing with the memorial guide that we provide for you. And then I work with your budget, so the monthly payments, there's no big down payment, there's monthly payments, and we decide on a day that is best for you to draft out of your account. And if, we look at one price, and if that's not in your budget, we'll find something that's in your budget. So it's really a win-win situation. But the longer you wait, the more expensive it's gonna get, because it's out of my control when the funeral home goes up in the prices, and they do it all the time. Like I said, you're a business. We're an agency that's trying to help people and the families and stuff. They're there to run the business. Yeah. So that's a good question. Any other questions? Do you have any questions? Yeah, yeah. So if you fill those out, we'll take those in, and then we'll give you a call, or before you leave, we can set an appointment, you know, and then, like I said, we're able to meet on Saturdays, so we know some people work, and, you know, we try to cater to your schedule. Yes, ma'am.
I'm very thankful that you all came here tonight. 'Cause I really came here thinking about health insurance. I hadn't thought about, you know, the funeral aspect of it and what else and what happened, you know. But I did understand that it was pandemic. We didn't know we were gonna survive as American people. Okay, we had no idea what was going on at that time, so I do get it, but at the same time, a lot of times we don't think about planning for funeral because they just think, oh, I have insurance and whoever is my beneficiary is gonna take care of all that.
Yeah,
But it is a really big help when there is a plan already in
Right.
place because you're already grieving, you're already hurting, you're already sad.
just
And it is a lot that goes involved with planning a funeral. And they do ask you 80 questions,
they do.
you know.
At least, you know, and you're right, you're actually, that's why we do this. Like I said, we do a lot of life insurance, but a lot of people are getting denied or the premium is getting higher because we have diabetes, we have this, you know. So we're trying to help and not make it harder. But the funeral guide, you know, there's a section on there that says, you know, we spend a lot of money on weddings and in our culture, quinceañeras and sweet 16s and baby showers, but nobody really does this. You know, the planning for the pre-need, and it's really important. It's all based on age. You guys are young, so be like super cheap. Because we work with a lot of seniors that are in their 70s and 80s, and they're now wanting a pre-need. You know what I mean? It's expensive. Yeah.
So does it cover the cost of transporting the body from wherever, like the hospital to the funeral home?
Yes.
It's all included in
From
there?
home, from the home or the hospital or wherever. Yeah, wherever the body is. So it's a full service, it's a picking up of the body, the embalming, the cosmetics. That's why on the memorial guide it asks, what do you want to wear? Are you gonna wear glasses? Are you wearing your hair down, your hair up? Do you want makeup, no makeup? It's really up to you what you want, right? It's your last wishes. So they will ask you all those questions. And it also asks, you know, who were you received in death by? Who were your parents? Who were your grandparents? Because maybe your children don't know, right?
It's a lot of questions.
Yeah, or they don't remember at that time, you know, who grandma was or great grandma. But it's a good thing to have, and then that memorial guide you leave with whoever's going to take care of your arrangements. So it's a duplicate page. I take one page, you know, with me, and keep the one with your loved one.
And sometimes people get the funeral home confused with, like, the church. The funeral home is who's handling the body and all that stuff like that. You can still have the service at the church.
Yes, that's a good point. Yeah, you can still have the service at church. You can have the service in here. We work with the senior center downtown, and they do funeral services at their apartment complex.
Yeah.
You know,
Some people think, oh, I don't want to do that because I don't want to have a funeral at the funeral home because I have a church. The church is not touching their bodies. The funeral home is still going to have to be in charge of.
right. The church is not going to pick up the body from the hospital and do all the cosmetics. So the funeral home will still pick up from the hospital and then do the preparation and then have the body ready at the church. And the cremation, there's cremation with body present, with no body present. It really depends what you want. And so the prices vary, right? Because depending on the services and your age, if you're gonna pay 3 years, 5 years, or 8 years. So there's a lot of factors in place. So when we sit down together, I'm more than happy to go over all that with you.
And you said when you pick an 8-year plan, that's it.
That's it.
Like it's paid for.
After 8 years is paid for. And guess what? It comes with insurance. So if I have an 8-year plan and I pass away before the 8 years, the insurance portion pays off balance. Yeah, it's not insurance to somebody, it's insurance to pay your balance.
It's like that.
Right.
Insurance on the
Like
property.
that, yeah, something like that. So it's really a win-win situation. You can't lose with that one. So,
And the children.
yeah. So we never think about it, right? But it happens. And it's not just children, you guys are young to have grandchildren and great-grandchildren, but those days will come and they will be covered. Because maybe your children are not financially or emotionally ready for something like that, but as grandparents, we are, you gotta think about it, even the kids too. I mean, it's expensive to die, but
Right, you say you're
It is.
giving away an urn that costs $450.
Yeah. And right now, they're offering that at no cost. I don't know how long they're gonna do that. So what's not in my control is the prices, right? I can only offer what they're offering at that time. And they get the discounts from there. But things change and they just tell me one day and the next sometimes. Like I said, during COVID, they went up like 4 or 5 times. They're making that money.
So you may have to do it, so the family pays the difference.
No, because everything's included already. When you enroll, it comes with insurance, so if you pass away before your term, the balance is paid for.
I mean, if the funeral home goes up in price. That's what
Oh, no,
you
once you enroll, they can't up your price anymore.
need.
Yeah, once you enroll in a plan with us, they cannot change the price. That's the beauty of it. That's why you want to do it as soon as possible. Because it can change next week. We just don't know. Okay. Yeah, we'd be more than happy to sit down. There's no obligation. Of course, I get more into more details, right? Because it's an important decision, but we want to make sure that, we explain everything correctly and answer all your questions. But I'd be more than happy to sit down with you, like I said, even on Saturdays, because I know how everybody works, so we're here for you. Oh, yeah. That's too much. Eric can help you with that.
Yeah, I can help you better with the marketplace.
He's an expert on the marketplace.
Yeah, so if you want to leave your information, right, and then what I'll do, I'll reach out to you, we'll do a phone appointment, and we'll take it from there. We'll figure out why they gave you that price first, and then we'll see what I can do with the system. And then, of course, if you take any medications, if you see any doctors, I definitely recommend to have that ready so I can write everything down for you. And then, did you get one of those papers? Oh, yeah, there you go. Like, you just see the name and number. I said, I'll reach out to you. Which one? My stock is wrong. What if I could do one more? You can do over that. Or you want to do the private? Okay, 7, 8, or 5 or 6?
So you have,
Is it okay if I text you? Who's that? Okay, so I'm gonna send you, I have a business card that I would save on a photo. I'm gonna send you that card, and of course, you'll have my number from there. You can save it. All right. That's 210-584. Yeah, but you had a K. Do you have a K on it? I don't trust those zeros. Yeah, I talk to my son every day, and we're watching an old school movie, and they check your teeth back in the day. Like, how they do that? I was like, well, if you look healthy, but when they see your teeth, they say, no, next, you're probably not healthy. Oh, my God.
Yeah, I know you don't get it. I mean, it doesn't matter. But that's good, that's good, and that's when people are like that, that's awesome. That's even better, right? So you have that understanding, you just always need to go and say things. And then I was wondering, We're not going to do that in Brazil. Okay. What town is that? It is Coffin. Oh, okay. Maybe that's on a Saturday. Because right now, like, we're like, on from after, yeah, right now. It's going straight. Up to 17. You're all in the same. You're all. He can get it done.
And she's your primary care physician.
Oh, that's your
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Oh.
So can you- Okay, and then,
Yeah.
what is the date for you? But at the same time, we'll make sure that, that sounds good. Hey, ma'am, did you wanna, you wanna give, do you have any information for me? Did you, when's that, a good time to meet with
I don't know, it still says,
I mean, did you, so like on Saturday?
Yeah.
I can give you a call.
It's a little bit of a game up there. I do that all the time.
Okay,
Like,
well,
right
we'll
now,
figure out
I'm
if it's probably in that day.
Okay.
Does that sound good? Okay. And then, yeah, okay.
It's sort of better already, but I'm glad I was able to come.
Yeah, yes, so nice to meet you.
Yes, explain it to us, and, if we sit down and talk.
It's kind of confusing, right? And there's so many ads in paper, and then in Medicare, there's so much fraud going on.
Yeah.
I do a lot of
Yeah, that's gonna be
presentations,
me right there.
causing 10 my seniors.
Okay, so if you were to do texas.com.
I know. There's
You
so
got
much,
what's that? Okay.
so unfortunately, they prey on the elderly. You know?
Yeah, because there's so much different generation, or anything, everybody is really trying to help.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I'm going on the court.
Yeah, they already asked me again.
Somebody else worked so hard. I'm the sister.
Your sister.
Yeah.
I got it, I thought that was.
Yeah, 'cause I know about that website. I know that when I help people, they go to that website and I help them put it in that application.
That's my graduate.
So what I would recommend you do, so sometimes I'll start it, and I'll put all the information, it's long where people don't want to tell you. So I'll put it in the application, and it's they're supposed to call you. Now they gotta call you and say, hey, what's up with this application? And then boom, you just use, all right, let's do this right now. And that person on the phone that calls you doesn't finish your application.
That's how we are.
Yeah, and while they're there, you say, hey, I need food stamps. You know, and then boom. So instead of you waiting for them, because I've waited for like 3 hours before, and then the phone just hung up.
Oh, yeah.
I was the worst. So I started learning that trick, is that I would put in a halfway application, and then the state of Texas will call you. So then they'll be forced to call you, and then you complete it there and send it up. Yeah, so I got it.
Most of my own. This right here.
That's it, you can't, like, so when I call you Saturday, we'll help you with that, and then from there, if you help with the medical application, you can, then here, we can set up, you can look wherever you want, and I can help you run it. Just make sure you're good enough. And then we'll see what they say, if they say yes, that's sweet, you got medication, Medicaid pays for everything, that's awesome. If not, then you're with me, and then we'll figure out whatever the plan is.
That's what I like, I deal with regular.
So Eric is the expert on that, on the market.
Yeah, so in April, so for the last 2 years, since COVID happened, the state of Texas didn't drop anybody.
That's what I was trying to get for, because.
So in April of this year, people got what's called a redetermination letter. So people that were supposed to be off of Medicaid and got kicked off. And it doesn't mean some of them are safe. So it's not how many people.
Well, we have a lot of.
So maybe that's what happened to you. Something.
He said, he's gonna find out like where your doctors, if you have any medicines, so there's like Blue Cross Blue Shield, United Health, there's there's 7, I think they'll find one for your twice. So they give us, so we can definitely publish. We do all the insurance instead of the auto and the mortgage, that's why we don't have that license.
But this is good though, and even with life insurance too.
So what amount of life insurance do you want?
Probably about $1,000,000.
I'm writing that down. And I also write down your beneficiary.